just my lady-loving woman, and you won't be caught ahead. Yeah, you're just my lady-loving woman, with the daylight in your dead. 'Cause I got places to go, and I got people to see. 'Cause you're my lady-loving woman. Yeah, you're just my lady-loving woman, with the time right on your hand. Yeah, you're just my lady-loving woman, you won't be dragged down by no man. 'Cause I got places to go, and I got people to see. But you're my lady-loving woman. Lady-loving, you're my lady-loving woman. You're my lady-loving woman. You're my lady-loving woman. You're my lady-loving woman. Whoa, 'cause I got places to go, and I got people to see. But you got the world to gain. You're my lady-loving woman.
I want to sing the song for you guys, but I want to do it a little different. So, if you know the words, I would love to hear you guys. Just tweet me, just DM me, whatever, and say I listened to it and I love it. I just want you guys to feel. So, let's groove. Oh, 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 yeah. I do what I do, no regrets, and I ain't even finished yet. Forgot about you, no amends. I can forgive, but I won't forget. 'Cause every once in a while I'll hear from the grapevine that you're still holding on, about how you were never wrong. I thought about you when I wrote this song. Come on, whoa, oh, oh, yeah. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me or anything I do. Don't worry about me. Do-do. Don't you worry about me. If it ain't about the money, then get out my way. I ain't worried about you. Don't worry about me. I ain't thinking about you. Don't worry about me. Don't you worry about me. Hey, do not get me wrong. I love that you're talking, but what's even the point? I moved on, and I'm going on to better things. I no longer wish you hell, only wish you peace. Switched my mentality. Life is good, yeah. Life is golden. There's no reason to hold on to anything. Oh, 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 yeah. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me or anything I do. Don't worry about me. Don't you worry about me. Hey, if it ain't out the money, then get out my way. I ain't worried about you. Don't worry about me. I ain't thinking about you. Don't worry about me. Ha. Don't you worry about me. Yeah. Come on, hey. Oh, don't worry about me. Don't you worry about me. Oh, yeah. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
Double take caught my attention, lost my head, lost my direction, left me in a trance. I need more. So take a shot, let me meet you. Might find you on a shot of me too. You've never seen one like this before. Oh, I'm craving something special, craving something sweet. I'm craving something wondrous, wondering me. So go on, drive me crazy, go on, make me weak. Go on, work your magic, make my mind up for me. Hey, clarity is overrated, so don't overcomplicate this. Sit back and let life take its course. You've got me oh so frustrated, not sure how you're gonna play this, but I'm damn sure you've got the floor. Oh, I'm craving something special, craving something sweet. I'm craving something wondrous, wondering me. So go on, drive me crazy, go on, make me weak. Go on, work your magic, make my mind up for me. Craving something special, craving something.
Welcome to the Denton Insider on DentonRadio.com. Powered in part by Classic of Denton and Realtor Chrissy Mallouf. The views and opinions of the show hosts and their guests are those of the show hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com or Discover Denton. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com.
And welcome to the Denton Insider, where we are here to advocate, educate, and collaborate on behalf of the Denton business community. I'm your host, Randy Skinner. I serve on the Denton Chamber of Commerce Board, and as a member, I represent RS Consulting, your local marketing agency. And I am here today with your host, Heather Gregory.
Hi, I'm Heather. I am the Executive Director here at Stoke, Denton's co-working space, and we are a proud member of the Denton Chamber of Commerce as well. We're excited to be here on our second episode of the Denton Insider, and we're so excited to have our sponsor with us today.
Yes, Chrissy Mallouf, welcome. So for those of you that are new to joining the Denton Insider, we actually have guest hosts and guest sponsors coming on every week to sponsor a segment. And so Chrissy is your local Denton realtor with Keller Williams, and she is known about town. But Chrissy, I just want to toss it over to you. For those of our viewers that maybe don't know the queen of social media in Denton and the hashtag Denton Realtor, tell us a little bit about you and who you are.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I just adore you all. Love Denton, everything about Denton, hence why I'm Denton Realtor. I moved here at age 10, so I have been a Denton Knight. When you were talking just a while ago, just chamber in general, my grandfather was a past Otis Fowler Award. So just for those that don't know, Mr. H.S. Osborne. So I've had a heart and a love for Denton since I was a child. There was like, you get here, you automatically fall in love with it. I am married to John Mallouf, who is a true Dentonite. So he was born at the old hospital that's no longer there.
Is he a Flow baby then?
Yeah, Flow baby.
Okay,
He was the original 76201. He's a true Dentonite. So Mary John, who works at DACU. We have two beautiful kids, Holden, who is 12, so I've got a 7th grader, and Madison, who is 15, a sophomore in high school, which it doesn't seem real to be this old and have kids in high school, but it's all right. I'm staying young and fun. I have been in real estate since 2008, so I got in right when the market shifted the first time, and I will say that was tough. I mean, we went through a crazy housing crisis, and the whole thing was I never gave up, stayed positive, and during that time I built relationships. So as you continue to build those relationships and be involved in the community, now it's helped in the future. And here we are in a crazy pandemic, and I've had the highest numbers I've ever had in my life. So we are rolling.
Tell us a little bit about kind of what the housing market in Denton looks like right now. Like, what are you seeing? You know, what do we need to know if we're thinking about selling or thinking about buying? Because if you're having high numbers, that means like whatever we were planning to do, we can still do it.
You can still do it. So yeah, it's kind of been really weird through this pandemic. We've either seen a lot of people, you know, be forced to work at home, and so they need more space. So I'm getting a lot of calls where we've got, you know, husband, wife, or, you know, they've been in a home together and they need an extra office. You know, I had one family recently that they all were in one, like the nursery and 2 office in 1 room. And they said, well, when we have a Zoom call like this, we'd have to take our baby out to the actual living room to take a nap. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I get that. So really we've got, I mean, we do have a lot on the market right now. At active listings, about 250, but under contract, I'd say we've got 75 right now under contract. Last 30 days, we've sold 184. Average days on market are about 33. But here's the thing, average sales price is over 300,000 in Denton. That just, it's crazy. The sales price continues to increase. Rates are low. So even my husband and I, we bought a house last August, and at that time we locked in at a 4%, and I'm like, oh, that's great. Well, guess what? We just refinanced at 2.75. So even if you're not thinking about selling or buying, people that are in their homes now, you might reach out to your lender and try to save some money there, because I myself, I mean, our payment has gone down significantly, and to me that was huge. So yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So being a Dentonite and proud of it, what do you do to make your days uniquely Denton, even in these strange times? Do you have a favorite spot?
I mean, it's so hard because we all know who doesn't love the square. I mean, I love downtown Denton, and I mean, and I'm kind of partial to Eureka Park. I mean, like I said, it's close to my house. I grew up there as a kid. I love all of Denton parks in general. I mean, when the kids were little, it was kind of a thing to go around and hit up every single park and just, you know, go play and see what it all has to offer, even the neighborhood parks. And then we used to do a little geocaching, but now I'm kind of clumsy and I don't do too much of that, but it's fun. I love supporting all the local businesses. So to me, I'm a huge advocate of small business. So I try to give back. And then whenever I do events, I try to definitely reach out to the people here locally and use the Denton people.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what's the best way for people to connect with you if they're thinking about buying or selling?
All right. So, well, you can go to my website, chrissymallouf.com. Find me on Instagram. I'm at Denton Realtor. Facebook, Sold by Chrissy. And then, just search hashtag Denton Realtor and hopefully you can find me. Or just give me a call, text. Randy knows, everyone knows, I don't sleep much. So you can pretty much reach me and find me anytime.
Awesome.
Chrissy, thank you so much for coming on, sponsoring the Denton Insider and supporting the Chamber. Denton is so lucky to have you. And so if y'all are in need of any housing tips, if you want to buy, sell, if you just have questions, Chrissy is your go-to here in Denton. And we are so proud to have you as a Denton Chamber member. Thank you so much for your support, Chrissy.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. So speaking of Chamber, it would not be the Denton Insider if we didn't give you an inside scoop into what's going on at your Chamber. So we have on September 24th, the 111th annual banquet and awards coming up. And right now, nominations are open for awards. So there's two really coveted awards that are happening: Small Business of the Year, as well as the Otis Fowler Award, which Chrissy mentioned that her dad was a recipient. So, this goes back really far. It's part of the roots of Denton. And the Otis Fowler Award is the highest and most prestigious honor annually presented by the Chamber of Commerce. And Mr. Fowler was the first paid executive to serve the Denton Chamber. So it's a position that was held for 30 years, and he retired in 1959. So talk about Denton strong. So we are accepting nominations, and we would love to hear from our Chamber members, or if you're not a Chamber member, we'd still love to hear from you and have you get involved. So to learn more about the awards banquet, how to nominate for Small Business of the Year or the Otis Fowler Award, head over to denton-chamber.org. Or you can probably just Google Denton Chamber of Commerce and we'll get you there. Contact them, reach out, and let us know what questions you have, or, just save the date if nothing else, y'all. So that is your Chamber scoop.
That's going to be exciting. That's cool. I've not ever been before, so I'm excited to go this year.
I know, right? I think anytime you're going to any sort of awards and recognition, it's like the best events because everybody's super pumped. So yeah.
That's going to be awesome. Cool. So now we are going to welcome our guest for today. Joining us, we have Jason Bodor, who is the CEO of Jasati and the VP of Marketing at Denton Main Street Association. And so we're so excited, Jason, to have you join us. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us about what's going on with Main Street Association and how some of our favorite businesses in Denton are pivoting. So welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Heather and Randy, for having me. Definitely. I'm super excited to be on, and also serve on the Chamber board. And Randy, thank you so much for putting this podcast together. And I'm super excited for this year's annual banquet. It's going to be a lot of fun. And to all those that haven't put out your nominations, definitely do. It's good to have a lot to choose from for the best in Denton. So from a Main Street perspective, Main Street, obviously downtown Denton, not just the square, but also beyond the square. The Main Street Association is actually in its 75th year, 25th year of actually
You're just
serving
50 years off, nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
25th year, 25 years, it's still pretty significant.
I know, right?
I love it.
So we've been advocating for Denton businesses and the community downtown, and we really feel that downtown Denton is really kind of the heart and soul of our community. It's been referred to as kind of the community living room, where you have all those music festivals, live entertainment, lots of fun things on the courthouse all the time, of course. So if you haven't been to downtown Denton yet, then you don't know what you're missing. But from a local business perspective, it's really, it's of course been a challenging time. There's been a lot of shifts, of course, and focusing on online. But what I would say is, for those of you out there, is that most of the downtown businesses have been shifting to offer not only curbside pickup, local delivery, check out your favorite restaurants, shops, all those local businesses that really add to the culture and the community of our great city, and see what they have to offer. Helping support them through this is really key to what we feel is keeping Denton strong and keeping the heart of our community. In fact, the city just did a little initiative where they have specifically reserved curbside pickup parking spaces on the downtown square. I believe there's 12 in total. And so this really facilitates, being able to shop with a local company and support a local business. And you can go normally either on their website or on their Facebook or call them directly. And they really try to provide really good service and really good customer service to you. And so, you can place your order, whether that's from a local restaurant or like a local retail establishment, and show up and pull into one of those spots. Text or call the local company you bought from, tell them what number you're in, and they'll send someone right out to your car, with the items that you've ordered. We really do, these businesses are those volunteers that work Jazz Fest every year. They work the Arts and Autos events every single year. They are really involved in the community at a daily, basis, trying to support and make fun events and make the city what it is. So definitely, if you have not checked out some of their websites, please do. You can also check our Main Street Association website. Right on the homepage, it has a list of adaptive services that our businesses are offering. And so you can see a list of pretty much all of the downtown businesses and, how to best order from them, how best to support them during this time. It's very key. And the Chamber, I would also mention they have a great set of resources on their website for COVID, related items for not just businesses, but also community members. So definitely check out the Chamber website too.
So, it's no secret that we've had some businesses downtown and just throughout Denton close. That's just the reality. And, that's pretty scary to think about, like getting set back, right, to all this work that so many people, I think of like Julie Glover and other people of the Main Street Association and our city have really put in. So every time a business closes, right, like we kind of lose a little piece of the soul of Denton. So what are some, I guess, what's your take? Like what is the vibe right now amongst the business owners? Like what are they thinking? Like, is it still feeling pretty panicky and stressful? Is there more hope at the end of the tunnel? Like where are they at? Obviously we can support them by purchasing and going, and we are, and we're showing up, and that's what we do in Denton. But what is the vibe? What's your take on that?
Thanks, Randy. That's thanks for the straightforward question. Honestly, in talking to the different business members in the community, I think things are a little less panicky than they, used to be, but it is still very much a market of uncertainty. And unlike, the large corporations out there that have, tons of management staff and executives and, people paid specifically for crisis and emergency management, these local businesses and business owners don't have those sort of resources. So, they're kind of living day by day, or they used to be able to plan their day and have, kind of a normal schedule and know, what are good days and what are going to be bad days of the business. How do you staff for that? Now it's sort of every day's a new day. And so it's definitely proving challenging. But, I really think that they're up for the challenge. Yes, we've had some closures, which, those businesses will be sorely missed from downtown. But, I think there's just overall, a good vibe of banding together and working together. There's some exciting new things coming from the Main Street Association. We're about to be launching a new website this month that's going to have a new marketplace for local businesses that really don't have the staff or capability to start up their own e-commerce. We're going to have some support for them to be able to sell their products directly on the Main Street Association website. There's a lot of local restaurants and bars that have kind of band together to support each other through this. And one I think would probably be the greatest example would be Chestnut Tree. Suzanne Johnson, big shout out to her. If you go take a look at her website, not only does she offer things that are, chestnut related, but she's also offering Armadillo Ale Work stuff, Beth Marie's things, Salted Sanctuary soaps, lots of different items for sale from local businesses that she's really not marking up at all. She's just selling direct to help market those businesses and help keep everyone afloat. So, that's what we're really proud of Denton and the culture of Denton is that businesses work together and, and try to get through this. That's definitely, that's the amazing thing about the community.
Yeah. Pivot seems to be the word of the year,
Yes.
especially in, the entrepreneur and small business community. And in a certain way, we're kind of built for it, right? Like when you go into being an entrepreneur, there's just some uncertainty, just the nature of the job. But it has been, it has been so, in a way, hard to see, but also inspiring to see some of the really creative ways that people, are banding together, are pivoting their services. It'll be interesting to see maybe some of the things that stick around after the fact, businesses that had no online sales presence before that realize it's a great tool for them to grow and expand their business. Thinking about just right across the train tracks from where Stoke is, the concerts that Armadillo Ale Works and Boca 31 are doing, outside, closing their parking lot, trying to support the musicians and provide something fun to do for families that are desperately looking for it. So, I can't wait until Main Street Association is able to, get back to maybe even some of their outside concerts and things like that. Can you tell us a little bit about Arts and Autos? Like, how is that looking this year? Is that also an event that's pivoting, or is it just kind of pushing pause till next year?
Yeah, it's definitely changing. We have been kind of going through different exercises on how best to run this. We tried to do this as instead of a car show, maybe it's like a road show, and have you be able to stand still and have the cars drive through. But we ended up changing it quite a bit to be more focused on having the 200 plus cars that really come out every single year, come support the community and come and support this community that's put everything together for Arts and Autos. So we've been putting together kind of great rides where you can where they can take their cars through some great country roads and tours around Denton County, and some great drives because these people love to drive. That's why they have these amazing classic cars. We've put together packages from local businesses where they can stop, have a lunch, or pick up some things for their road trip from some local merchants, and really kind of shifted that a lot. So we have some details that are being announced on our website about what you can expect there. But yeah, it's just we really wanted to have Arts and Autos. Like I said, every year it's 200 to 300 cars that come down to downtown. It's one of our largest events of the year, but it wasn't really a way to do it safe, so we pivoted. First time in 25 years of doing Arts and Autos that we've missed a year. Well, not missed a year, but had to change things up. But we look forward to next year it being bigger and better.
I'm excited to see what the pivot is, because I think that, we've learned we talked to Dr. Wilson over at DISD and them shifting their graduation over to the Speedway. We've talked to business owners like Armadillo, right, we're seeing them do these pivots. So who knows, like maybe this Arts and Auto thing can be a pivot that's actually cool, and maybe we're going to be begging for part of it next year too. But I'm so glad y'all are still doing it, because I feel like I never knew I was into cars, right, till you go to Arts and Auto and you're like, oh wait, like maybe I am a little bit into cars, because like 200 cars, like it's so cool, and everybody's so passionate and willing to, share their info. And a lot of the cars, I even noticed, have like their own like Facebook page or website, so like you can go and learn more about them even virtually. So I'm super excited. Okay, I have a question though, just between us. Is there any talk about, Twilight Tunes pivoting? Do you have any insider info that you could share with the Denton Insider?
Yes, so we did a couple trial runs of some virtual, Facebook Live Twilight Tunes through the spring season. So that was fun. A lot of it was trial and error, and then we got kind of, after we tried it ourselves a couple times, trial and error, we actually worked with Jake and Denton Radio to make it more polished. And so big shout out for Denton Radio for really helping us out and making it look much better. So that is going to be right now our goal for the fall, is primarily focusing on some virtual, support local artists. Twilight Tunes has always been a event that we've paid our artists. We do not ask them to volunteer their time, because we do want to support local art and local music in our community. And so right now our plan is that we are going to be primarily virtual, but we are also going to be working very closely with the county, who actually is the person that runs the courthouse square for registration and stuff. And so we'll have things on hold to see if there are ways to do it safely, depending on community spread and that sort of stuff. We'll watch the numbers and work with the county to have fall back to maybe an in-person event, but right now we're planning primarily virtual.
Well,
One
thank
of
you for being
one of my favorite all-time Denton things is sitting out on that courthouse lawn listening to Denton musicians. So
yeah, me too. I usually every week I'm out there with a big group of friends, and that was definitely sorely missed this year for sure.
The things that we'll never take for granted again, hopefully.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Once we can go back.
Mm-hmm.
Which will happen eventually. But I mean, kudos for y'all being so diligent and thinking about the community and pivoting and
Mm-hmm.
It's better to be safe and find some options than for us to have to be not getting to be around each other longer. So
Yes.
and Twilight Tunes is, it is about everybody running around all bunched up. Like that is
Mm-hmm.
part of the essence. So like
Yes.
before we can really get back together, we're gonna have to be real good, because everybody's gonna be rubbing up all on each other, like hugs, like all the kids running around, like there's no social distancing. It's just not, that's like part of the culture of the event.
Yes, that's true.
Well, tell us a few, so you talked about Main Street businesses pivoting and going online. That's part of your expertise, obviously, with Jasati is helping businesses go online and helping them with their marketing. So share with us maybe a few tips that you could leave for the Denton business community as a whole, other than just go online. Like, give us a little bit more.
Yeah, so for the businesses out there that are watching this, there are, I'm going to list 3 platforms to look for if you have not, started doing anything online, and that is kind of specifically probably more focused to your individual needs. If you are a local services business that offers either professional services or personal service, so law maintenance, lawyer accounting fees, all those, type services businesses. One of the platforms that we do recommend that's a very easy to use platform is Squarespace. They can definitely help you. That can definitely help you get your, website up and going. Squarespace is a completely secure, very affordable web platform that is very easy to use. Pretty much if you can use a computer, you can use Squarespace. They've got beautiful templates to choose from. They've got an e-commerce capability, so you can sell some small items and have a light little store for things. But they also have a integrated scheduling system where you can book appointments. These can be either paid for or free appointments that automatically sync to your calendar on your computer or your iPhone or your Android device. So it is a very, very good tool for those people that are in the services space or something like that. if you're in the restaurant business, one of the key platforms that we've been using is Square. I know most people are very familiar with Square as a point of sale. Most restaurants and bars actually are running on them very frequently, or local shops are. But they have a integration with a online system that they call Weebly that they own, where you can actually have a point of sale that is a restaurant-based point of sale that has a kitchen printer and ticket management and menu management all built into it, and it allows you to sell your items online and allow for customers to do scheduled pickup. And it also integrates with all of those delivery services as well. So, Uber Eats and all that, they integrate and it goes right into one system. So easily, it's a very affordable system, and it'll help automate those ticket process to make sure customers get what they ordered. And then finally, if you're a retail establishment, I really recommend Shopify. So Shopify has one of the best, they actually one of the largest e-commerce systems out there, and they have an integrated point of sale. If you're, we've been helping a lot of local businesses move to an integrated system like Shopify, where their point of sale and their website is in sync. When you're a retail establishment, you've got 500 or 1,000 products. You want to make sure that if you sell it in store, that you don't forget to take it off online. And so with an integrated system like Shopify, as soon as you sell it in store, then it'll remove it from your website. And as soon as you set it up to sell in store, it'll add it to your website. So it automates things and makes it very easy. So those are the 3 platforms I recommend. And most of them are very, very affordable. They're about the same cost that most people spend to host their website. So I do recommend, looking at those items.
Is Shopify pretty user-friendly? I mean, I know.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Yes.
Awesome. Those are great tips. So valuable.
Valuable content.
Yes.
Yeah. Hashtag valuable content. That's right.
That's our hashtag right now. Like, we haven't come up with a better one, so we're hashtag valuable.
Yes.
Well, tell us, so if people, first of all, we want to do 2 different contacts. So first of all, if people have questions about those platforms and how to get in touch with you or Jasati as a Denton Chamber member, where could they go?
Yeah, so the couple of different ways they can get a hold of us. One, you can use the Chamber directory. We are listed on the Chamber directory, which is right on denton-chamber.org. And on the upper right-hand side, you'll see directory, and you can search Jasati, G-S-A-T-I, and we'll pull up there. That'll have our contact information and email addresses and stuff, so you can contact us directly. Or you can also go to our jasati.com website. That's gsati.com. And yeah, we'd be happy to help give some information about, platforms that you can do. And some things, obviously we do help some local businesses that have hired us to consulting work. But we've also just given some advice, someone calling in and saying, hey, I'm a local business. I think I can do this myself. Here's what my business does. And, what do you recommend? And we can quickly give some recommendations of, how to use these tools and what would probably be best fit for them.
Heather, didn't you mention there was like a how-to quick tip series that you guys are working on behind the scenes?
It's true. Yeah, we are working to put together some tutorials with basically some fairly basic tips on kind of amplifying your voice online, whether it's through claiming your Google My Business page or some Facebook setups. So we're going to start, we're Stoke, and it's a kind of a bunch of the partners in economic development. So Main Street, the Chamber, the city, Stoke, we're all kind of working together to get these videos up online and shared out so that people can do some of the basics on their own and then be connected to some of the experts if they want to be able to hire out or, take it to the next step, especially thinking about gearing up for the holiday shopping season. So I know I already.
And shout out to Stoke, and thank you, Heather, for all what you all do in supporting entrepreneurs in the community. It's, it's definitely an amazing organization that you're running there, and definitely appreciate all you do for the community and for entrepreneurs.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. No, I mean, we've got great members. We've got great partners. I am a conduit. You know, Christine reached out and she was like, we have this idea. I was like, well, I have members here who are experts in all of these things. Let me ask. And Randy is one of them. Let me ask them. They'll volunteer their time and get their business out there. So, yeah, I'm a professional facilitator.
Ooh, I like it. Very I have to echo what Jason said. I mean, Stoke is such a core part of Denton now, and the Denton business community as a whole, not just on the entrepreneur or the startup side, it's as a whole. And, you know, my business, I've officially hit my 1 year mark as a business owner, and I definitely,
congratulations.
I credit Stoke to the support that I received from experts at Stoke and just the space, and like Heather and her team being a cheerleader, like that's valuable too. And I definitely credit some part of my success to partnering in my membership at Stoke, because you know, as a solopreneur, you know, you're kind of out there on your own, and you're like, you get out there and you're like, oh wait, like nobody else is out here with me. I better go find some people because it's getting lonely.
Yeah, it's really lonely. And yeah, you end up kind of operating in a silo, which I don't know how many great ideas really came from just kind of one person bouncing them off themselves. Yeah, we had a new member join yesterday, and he's just at the very beginning of his journey. He said, I joined and this is day one of me doing this. And I was like, well, you know, you're in the right place, because you're going to be surrounded by people that are doing it, that have been there, that feel the pain. You know, we are building up this library of content on our YouTube channel, which is where the video tutorials are going to live. So yeah, trying to do what we can to, that's kind of been our pivot too at Stoke, is we never did virtual events. It was all about in person. And so now we're able to actually record them and have this kind of evergreen content that we can keep sharing because it stays relevant. So we're able to actually take a break. We're taking a break from our coffee and convos so that people can they can go and they can view the ones that we put out this spring. So
yeah, that's definitely the stuff that you're putting together. And Randy, your you know, the materials that you will put together on your site are both, you know, very inspiring from both you all. So definitely appreciate that. And, you know, one thing, you know, for businesses that are listening out there, that I would also say is that, you know, not to look at the effort that they put into, you know, online marketing and online things as just a temporary measure during this time. Really, these are tools they can use to automate even when things do get, you know, a little bit more back to normal and people can shop more in person, as this just becomes another sales channel for you, is your online marketing. So that way you've got online and in person. And funny enough, you know, some of the, you know, JT Clothiers, shout out to them for letting us kind of experiment with their website and new point of sale. They launched about a little over a month ago, and it's been interesting that they've been getting orders from all around the country, you know, New York, Washington State, you know, all of these orders that they didn't get before. So, you know, really kind of opened them up to a new market. So, you know, you never know. This, you know, getting through this tough part make you a stronger business in the long run.
That's beautifully put. And I mean, I think it can feel overwhelming, but just start. You know, I mean, that's like the greatest of all. Start somewhere. And I think those 3 platforms you mentioned are a great place to start. And then if that doesn't make sense for you, just stay tuned for the Main Street and the Stoke collaboration with these tips, and they'll help you know where to start. So it's perfect. Jason, leave us with, if someone wants to get involved with the Main Street Association, check out the events more, and I'm assuming donate, because I mean, you want to pay these artists and musicians, and that's not going anywhere. So how can we support you guys right now?
Well, thanks, Randy. So the 2 best ways, obviously we have our membership, which if you go to dentonmainstreet.org, there's a join button at the top right-hand side, and you can join as a member. We have a lot of resources that we help collaborate and provide to our business members. And, you know, even if you're an individual, there's also benefits there. We have actually a little membership card that gets you discounts to our member businesses in and around town. So you can join as an individual or as a business. And then on our Twilight Tunes page, which if you, on the main website, if you go to the Twilight Tunes section, there is a donate button to donate to our Twilight Tunes funds. Obviously, all of those those funds are used to pay for the musicians, the staff, or the people that you see. If you've been to a Twilight Tunes before, that are running around and collecting buckets and putting up everything. So yeah, those are all volunteers. We're a 100% volunteer organization. So all of our funds go directly to supporting musicians and community initiatives.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, did we miss anything? Heather, did we miss anything? I mean, I feel like we've covered.
I don't think so. I think this was some incredibly valuable content. You really educated us on, how to be smart, how to stay connected. How to kind of try to take our businesses to the next level online, and also, to remember to support. For one, I have been doing, I feel like, my fair share of supporting local restaurants.
Yes.
It's not hard. I mean,
job very seriously.
It's our job. It's not hard. I mean, in Denton, we have so many great ones, and I hate to admit it, but my new every week on Fridays lately, I've been driving through East Side's little to-go area, and you have to purchase a bag of chips in order to purchase any of their cocktails, which that makes sense, right? Like I don't. But it's become like this joy. Not only do I get this delicious cocktail to go enjoy for happy hour on Friday night, I get like a surprise bag of chips. I'm like very into it. This is the win-win. So there's so many amazing local restaurants, retail, vendors, just everything to support. And so if you don't know, if you're not tuned in and you're like, man, I want to try something new, or I don't know where to go to the Denton Main Street website, go to the Chamber website. And between those two, you will find what you're looking for, no doubt. Well, Jason, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us about the downtown businesses, Main Street, and just some marketing pivot tips overall. Really appreciate you and everything you do for Denton and your leadership. So we are lucky to have you.
Well, thank you for having me, and thanks for this great resource for the community that you and Heather are putting together with the Chamber. Definitely, this is awesome.
Well, there is more to come. So we have, of course, new segments coming up, which Heather's going to tell you about in a minute. But I wanted to remind everyone that if you have a program or if you want to sponsor the Denton Insider, go connect with us over on the Chamber website. We would love to have your feedback and your support. And then be sure to also subscribe. You can check us out on iTunes, on I think Spotify. There's a link you can go to and it has all the things and you can pick which one you like. So like we cater to everyone, but we would love for you to tune in every week with us. And Heather, so tell us what we have coming up.
So we've got some great conversations lined up. Next week, we are going to be speaking to John Baines, who is a local CPA and the treasurer of the Denton Black Chamber of Commerce. And we're going to have a conversation about how we can be more supportive of the Black-owned businesses in our community, and also learn how to be more racially inclusive in our own hiring practices, programming. So that's going to be a great conversation. And then the week after that, we're going to be getting to sit down and chat with Mayor Chris Watts, and he is going to kind of give us a kind of state of the city, where things are at in the COVID response and the budget planning. So those are the conversations that we get to have through the end of August, and then we'll announce our September lineup soon.
You'll have to wait. So that means you have to tune in next week, Wednesday at 10:30, and we'll tell y'all more.
Absolutely.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Our awkward wave.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. Now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton. Hey everybody, if you haven't checked it out yet, DentonRadio.com has soft launched a new website and brand. We'd love for you to go and check out the new look, but we also want to walk you through the new website and all the features you can see. So the main thing that we're most excited about is we have this video feed right at the top of the page that's a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week video feed of different Denton performances. Now these are past recordings that we've done here at Denton Radio. We also have some awesome recordings coming at us from Tiny Couch Productions. Thank you, Tiny Couch. If you haven't checked out Tiny Couch, you've got to go see those guys. So 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week feed, and what we're dedicated to as an organization is going forward, we're going to be trying to be inside different Denton venues as much as possible. So we're going to be going to Dan's and Rubber Gloves and Andy's and LSA and recording the shows while they're happening and putting them right here. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're going to have a true window into the Denton music scene. So it's going to be really, really cool. Now just beneath that, we have the This Week in Denton section. And what you can do is scroll through and see all the shows that are happening in Denton that week. And then you can listen to the different songs from the different artists that are playing those shows. And then when you click the green button underneath it, it's going to take you right to DiscoverDenton.com's calendar page for that show. So you're going to get all the info on where, what, who, how, all that good stuff. And we'll be changing this out every single week. So you're going to have a full section of all the shows that are happening and everybody that's playing where you can go listen to them and check it out. We also still have our podcasts on this page. Everything that we were doing before is still here, but all these new fun features are coming at you. More features as well to come as we get further and further into this soft launch. And whenever we can start booking shows again and everybody's kind of back to normal, we're gonna have a really awesome big launch party and we'll get the final product out there. And we're super, super excited about it. So thank you guys so much for checking it out. Go see it all at DentonRadio.com.